Hello, this is Mary Ann here at the filling station, and we have an exciting guest here in the studio today. We have Jennifer King, which is from the county office. And Jennifer and I have known each other for a while. Um, she's just one of these people that when you meet her, it was just an instant connection. Just her love for the county, her love for her work, and, I think one of the biggest things that we have in common is we're not afraid to work.
Love to work.
So, um, but we were instant friends when I met her at the Board of Elections. And then over the past few years, and my role as the executive director, and then your role has changed in the county. And we've had more and more opportunity to work together. And our sole focus and mission is what is best for Jones County,
True.
right?
Very true.
So, and when you stay focused on that, then, the work doesn't seem to be so hard. But I want our audience to learn more about you because, we have donors and volunteers and sponsors all over the United States. And they see Jones County that is listed in our annual report, and they see things on our website, but there's nothing like the actual faces behind the work. And so I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to learn more about you, why you do what you do, and what motivates you. So, I would love for you to share a little bit about your background and what inspired you to be in county government.
So I started working for the county about 21 years ago. I was actually working at BB&T in Trenton at the time, and Larry Meadows had an opening for an HR director, basically, and a clerk to the board. So I applied and I got the position. Had no idea what I was getting into.
So
I
Larry
mean,
Meadows who was he at the
he
time?
was the county manager.
Okay.
And he was the county manager for, I believe, 32 years before he left. Great guy.
Wow.
And so started working for him and, just learning as I went and being, receptive and excited to help people. And that's where I am now. Been here for 21 years. Love it. Love Jones County. I'm what they call come here people. So I wasn't like raised in Jones County. I actually was raised mostly in Onslow County. But I love it. I love the people in Jones County. I think that we're a very unique, friendly group of people that we're always willing to help each other. And I just absolutely love working here
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Well,
living here. I've lived
yeah.
here for quite some time too.
So you've been with Jones County government for, did you say 21 years?
21 years.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
21 years. Done a little bit of everything.
Well, you don't look like you're old enough to have been here for
I'm
21
certainly
years.
old enough.
So you have a family and
I do. I have a husband and two children.
Yeah.
Jackson's at the early college at LCC, and
Mhm.
Addison is still homeschooling, hoping to get her into Ambleside maybe next year. So
Yeah. And your
things are looking
husband
different.
is
Yeah,
super supportive of whatever it takes.
he works for the city of Kinston, so he knows what it's
Okay.
like, to be in county government, local
Wonderful.
government. So
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, if you want things to change, you have to get involved,
that's right.
right?
That's right.
So thank you. Thank you so much for saying yes to being a part of this. So I'd love for you to describe a day in the life because now your title is Deputy Administrator.
Deputy Director of Administration / Consolidated Human Services Director.
That's quite a title.
So I work a lot with DSS in the health department in the
Mhm.
senior center, which is part of the DSS offices. And that's obviously rewarding because, the folks in our community that need it the most, we're able to help. And then on the admin side of that, I'm just whatever our county manager needs at the
Mhm.
time. And he's full speed ahead. Kyle's doing great things for this county. So anything that I can do to help with that, I do some grant writing and
Mhm.
keeping up with grants and that sort of thing. The county website updates, public facing,
Yeah.
outreach and that sort of thing. So a
Mhm.
little bit of everything. I really, when you go to work and you really don't know what the day is going to bring, there's some excitement to that,
Yeah.
know?
It's a whatever it takes.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And I think that the group that we have working at the county now is very much citizen oriented
Mhm.
and whatever it takes. And, Kyle's really big about getting out of the black and white boxes and into the colored boxes. So, this is our job and this is what we come to work to do every day.
Yeah.
But what can we do in addition to that? How can we be different? And solve things in a creative way that
Mhm.
will make Jones County shine,
Mhm.
and we have the ability to do that. I think we have some
Mhm.
very talented people working for us and living in the county. And
Yeah.
like you said, I don't think most of us are afraid of hard work,
Yeah.
because I think that's what we come together and we all work hard to make the end goal,
Mhm.
successful.
Well, and many of us have been raised here
That's right.
and worked on tobacco
That's
farms.
right.
So I
You're not
think
come here people, but
I think when you've worked on a tobacco farm or something like pig farm, there's a lot of pig farms that are here and agriculture. When you have a little taste of that,
that's right.
it's a whole different mindset.
That's right.
And it's wonderful to see all these young folks that are moving back to the county.
Absolutely.
We had a little blip there with some of the natural disasters going on and people ebbing and flowing in and out of the county. But I just feel like we are just positioned, don't you? I
I
mean,
do.
just
And that's actually,
positioned for an amazing growth.
I think so too. And that's actually part of our mission statement, is
Mhm.
for college students to return to the county, because we know that's
Mhm.
something that doesn't happen a lot here.
Yeah.
So that is part of the mission.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So, the title, just put the title aside and say whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Love it. Any particular challenging or rewarding aspects of your job?
I think challenging is that we want to provide what you get in another county, and we don't have necessarily the resources
Yeah.
that those other counties have, because our tax base isn't as large, obviously. So the rewarding part of that, though, is kind of the same. Like, we don't have as much resources, but we wear a lot of hats and we get it done. So
Mhm.
that whatever it takes attitude, I think, although it is challenging because we don't have a lot of times the tax base, or the the money that other counties have,
Mhm.
or the positions that other counties have. I think we do
Mhm.
what it takes to get us there.
But we come up with some really cool
Creative.
ideas, and that's why the filling station has enjoyed so much partnering on so many different things with Jones County. And we could have a really long program about all the different programs. So we'll just stick with, we've had the opportunity to partner with y'all on a lot of things because of that. And our mission is to assist into filling those unmet needs. And it's wonderful when we're able to, see that and go to work on a creative solution.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
public-private partnership is really what sets us apart, I think.
Yeah. Most definitely. So tell me about your education or continuing education. What keeps, I mean, obviously going to work and you never know what you're going to encounter in your role, but are there some books or courses or things that you love to equip yourself with?
Well, we're really big on training, especially right now, and Kyle's really big about leadership training and that sort of thing. So we, several of us were enrolled in a leadership training through NACO, the National Association of Counties,
Mhm.
and that was very helpful for leadership, and putting, you can put people in place in leadership roles, but if you don't give them the training opportunities to become better, we're really, it's a disservice to them. So I think that's where we're trying to get in the county, is to realize, and networking with other counties, go into trainings when they're offered. I mean, you can go to a lot of trainings that are free,
Mhm.
and just
Mhm.
taking advantage of all of that, I think, is the biggest thing. And you can go to school and become a doctor, or
Yeah.
get your doctorate in something, but
Mhm.
the hands on, I think the hands on learning, there's just nothing like it.
Yeah. Well, I love what Dr. John C. Maxwell says. I love reading his leadership books, and his quote is that we often overestimate the event and we underestimate the process.
Right.
And so we think when we go to this event, we'll forever be changed, but it's what you catch at that event and bring it to your work and incorporate it
Exactly.
that really makes the difference.
The knowing and the doing. You got to have both.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, we've enjoyed partnering with you all and providing the Leadership Academy.
Yes. Locally, just having that
Mhm.
locally is an amazing resource. So we
Mhm.
definitely thank you at the filling station for that, because There's not a lot of, I mean, obviously we have LCC and we're grateful for them. And,
Absolutely.
but just
Yes.
adding anywhere we can add
Yes.
for training is,
Mm-hmm.
there's not a whole lot better
Yeah.
than coming together and all having a common goal, and then the fact that we're all in Jones County,
Yeah.
know, and you can meet here and work together specifically for Jones County. You don't get that.
Yeah.
You don't get that in Raleigh.
That's right. Coming up with solutions.
That's right.
And from the inside out.
Yeah.
When you're, creating those solutions from the inside out, they'll stick.
That's right.
And that, people will support that which they create.
That's right. You got buy-in.
That's right.
Nothing
That's
like
exactly right. So talk to me a little bit, and you mentioned this a few minutes ago about any of your highlights or overall experiences as far as the county is concerned about partnering with the filling station. What has been helpful to you all?
Well, I think it's helpful for one, for anything that I know if Mary Ann LeRay's name is behind. Like, I mean, for real, you're going to put 110% into that. So anything that comes from the filling station, we know there's value there because we know who's running the program. And so I think that there's probably not a whole lot that we could call you and say, hey, we need help with XYZ, and you don't find a way to help us with that. I mean, we've had conversations about the nonprofit, and there's been people that have come to talk to you about that on a personal side with the Senior Shuffle Project. I think you helped her.
Yeah.
And then the Senior Center nonprofit. And so I don't feel like there's a whole lot that we could call you and ask for help with that you wouldn't be willing to say, okay, let's see what we can do, right?
Yeah.
And I think that having that kind of leadership here at the filling station, I think is just tremendous for Jones County. You've done a lot. The filling station has done a lot for this community.
Well,
outside of meals, I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
But outside of that, we're feeding people in another way.
So many ways.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, and we're so grateful for all the churches, over 20 churches that have buy-in and they have made the commitment to step up and say, hey, we want this mission to work, and they're time, talent, and treasure. So we are grateful for the churches that are behind this engine.
Absolutely.
And they saw the need, and so it's been a great win-win.
Yeah.
It really has. So there's a lot of wonderful. I remember talking to Kyle. I called him. I think it was the first couple of days of January. Happy New Year, County Manager. Are you excited about 2025? He said, I'm so excited about all that we've got going on. We have so many projects going on, so many things. And then you and I had a meeting a couple of weeks ago, 2 hours, and we probably could have spent all afternoon talking.
For sure.
But I know we don't have time to talk about everything happening in the county, but there's one thing that you really want to bring up, and it's going to be kicking off this week.
This is my heart. Like, this project right here is my heart. And
so tell everybody about what's happening.
So I think if you've never been without clothes in your life, you just don't understand what that's like, right? So I grew up extremely poor, and I'm so grateful for that because it's so much easier to be content with what you have when people say, oh, they came from nothing. Yes, I came from nothing, and I'm proud of it because it's made me who I am. But I know what it's like to be that child that goes to school on the first day of school, and I didn't have new clothes. Like, everybody else is in their nice, shiny new whites, and, I'm in something from 4 years ago that somebody gave me. And so this project, I feel like with my new role with the Health Department and Social Services, this is something that we've talked about over the last year, and we have finally gotten into place. Because, it is, when you go to work and there's not a single second of the day that you don't have something planned, it's hard to get that extra stuff in. But this is so important that we're going to make sure it happens. So the clothing closet, what I'm thinking is, hey, we're putting all of our clothes in the trunk. I don't know if y'all were like me, but I would take my clothes, put them in the trunk, and ride them around for a couple of weeks until I could get to the Goodwill in New Bern or somewhere and donate them. And then they sell them. And that's great. That's a great resource for people because you can get nice stuff for a very cheap price. But I thought, if we're sending our stuff outside of the county, that's not really that's not really supporting our citizens to the best that we can. What else could we do? So we got together and the community closet was born. So what we're planning to do is this Saturday, April
April 12th.
12th,
Mm-hmm.
from 10 to 2, we're going to have a donation drive to start this closet. And I mean, I say start, but
And
I've
where
already
is it going
got,
to be?
it's going to be at the Civic Center,
Okay.
10 to 2. I've already got my she shed is packed, for clothes because people hear about it, and then
Yeah.
everybody's donating their clothes, and so we'll have that big donation drive, and then our plan is once a month to open the Civic Center and have people come shop for free. So it's not a income based thing; it's a we're sharing our resources thing.
Perfect.
So anybody is invited to utilize that resource. So that's where we're going with that project, and I'm extremely excited about it. I can't wait to see
Now,
it.
will there be a registration process? Will people just come, or have
So
you got that figured out yet?
what we're going to do is see how much we get in donations.
Got it.
And then we're going to try to make a plan from there. And if we're going to limit how many items people can get or that sort of thing,
Right.
that'll sort of kind of get worked out after we get our initial set, our initial donations, because then we'll know kind of what we're working with.
So, do you have a target date
May.
So May?
We're looking at a month turnaround to get all the donations in,
Okay.
and then start with the closet. What we're planning to do too is we've been very, very strategic in finding ways to make this work without it costing tax dollars. So we found an old storage building
Mhm.
that we're going to utilize as a drop-off location for future donations.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be behind the health department. There's cameras back there, so everything's secure.
Wonderful.
So people can drive through and drop their donations off in that building even after
Wonderful.
hours. So then if you're cleaning your closet on Saturday, you don't want to hold on to those
Right.
items for a week or two. You can go ahead and drop them off.
Well, from somebody who donates clothes, one thing that I have to be mindful of personally when I'm listening to this, and I want to share these tips to anybody who might be listening. When we're cleaning out, this is spring, and so we want to be donating our spring things, not our winter items, right?
Right.
Because of the season.
Right.
I often see that, when I go to donate to other places, they're donating off-season things. So I know that you'll probably get to the point where you'll want to accept everything no matter what, because you can filter those things. But and I set my closet up as a spring and a winter closet so that you can easily donate those items. And one thing I always like to look at when I'm looking at an item is am I donating this because I'm just not wearing it anymore, or does it really just need to go in the trash? Right? I mean, how would you feel if you were going to wear it again?
That's
So I'm
right.
sure you're probably thinking, we're really wanting this closet to be really nice and beautiful and professional and just really first class.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Because that experience, that shopping experience.
And what we're looking into some grant monies to see if we can get an actual building eventually, so we can
Yeah.
have things on racks instead of in
Yeah.
bins and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And hopefully all of that will come with time.
Yeah. I
but-
think this is an amazing idea.
Well, and there's been a lot of people that have been calling and asking and emailing about it. So I do
Yeah.
think it's definitely a need, and just to know that somebody can go there and get some nice things for their children or their self that they feel
Absolutely.
good in,
Absolutely.
and it didn't break their bank account is just
Well, we have folks that call us and want to know if we have a clothing closet here. So again, this is great because we're getting these phone calls and we can just make these connections.
That's
and
exactly
that's
right.
one of our three-pronged mission is connection. And yeah, so I'm excited. So excited about
Hey.
this opportunity for Jones County.
Even outside of monthly shopping, what this is going to do is going to provide a resource for our foster children. So if they go
Yes.
into foster care, we'll have clothes already. We just,
Yeah.
what size are they? And we'll go find, what we have in store already. And then also for people that have disasters, their house burns down or
Perfect.
something, they can go and have an immediate resource that they
Mhm.
can, get some clothes, because that's important.
It is very important.
Mhm.
Well, I'm real excited about this. You will see on our website under April 2025 happenings, you'll see this flyer. So if you need additional details about this event, it is sitting on the Filling Station website, fillingstation1075.com. You'll see all the details and information. Of course, you go to the county website. You've got the phone number for the county for more information, 448-7571. And Jennifer or anybody that answers that phone will be able to answer any of your questions. So, anything else you want to share today?
I think I'm good.
Okay. This has been
Yes,
fun.
ma'am. Thank you
Thank
for having
you. And
me.
I know that we'll have the opportunity to have a lot more conversations here at the Filling Station studio. And we want to thank again the Helmet and Carmer Weismer Foundation, along with the American Heart Association, um, for providing funding for this wonderful studio. Y'all have a great day. Take care.